Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy and I'm going to do an 8-inch bloom, I hope, using some more of the new colors from Colourarte. This is an MDF. I'm going to use a white pillow this time, so all this pretty runoff that we have from the last video soon to go away. It's so pretty. I mean, probably a little distracting for you, but now I did just put my white paint in here yesterday. It has some bubbles in it, but I'm using, whoa, that's very liquidy. I'm using Glidden Premium in Eggshell, and I had 2 cans that were both open and needed to be used, but it's unusually thin and it's got a ton of bubbles in it. So, sorry about that noise, I just wanted to kind of whack those. So I'm gonna I mix up some more Salmon Gum after I use, figures, right? I love the color, I mix it up, then I don't use it because, I don't know, for some reason everything I used it with, I just didn't like the way it interacted. But it wasn't the Salmon Gum, it was just, it's a different color for me, excuse me, than I normally use. So, but I really like it as the bottom layer, especially with like bright cheery colors. And with this new set, the Frosted Sorbet set, I guess I should specify that because I don't know when you're gonna see this video. It may not be like this week, right? The colors are all so beautiful, so, and they're bright and cheery, so I thought, well, it would be fun, right? So I'm gonna break it out. I'm gonna show you the colors kind of as I go because I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. So I also mixed up some colors, and they're they were thin yesterday and now they've kind of thickened up. So I did use Bear Dynasty for some of these. Some of them I already had mixed up. So I do have a bloom mixing recipe in the description box below. So if you're curious about ingredients and stuff, it's not the only thing I use, but it's definitely helpful stuff in the US for the bloom recipe. And I kind of explain each layer. So if you're kind of new or you're still learning, so yeah, that's in there. I think I need to do a video on just what is Cell Activator, because I get a lot of questions on social media about Cell Activator, and I think it would be helpful to have a kind of a short video because it's most known with the bloom technique, but obviously people use things in other techniques and sometimes people get confused. Anyway, Salmon Gum from Matisse will be our first layer. And I had a very long day today. I was telling my husband, I'm such a goober. I got something on my shirt during dinner time and I went to go change shirts. And instead of putting the shirt in the dirty clothes, I threw it in the trash. And I didn't even notice, you guys, until I went to go throw away more trash. And I was like, what is that? That looks like my shirt. And it was my shirt. I didn't even know I did it. What a goober. So anyway, there's that. So Salmon Gum, I think we'll use a little bit of I was going to use Tiger Lily, but I have just a little bit of Buttercup left in this container, and I think for the sake of using up paint, I'm gonna give Buttercup a shot. Well, I know I really like this color, Buttercup, really like it. I can't decide if I want to use it or use Tiger Lily. I think I'm gonna use this. It's not gonna be enough to use it up anyway because I'm actively working on not using too much paint. I'm a work in progress, probably a long time from being perfected, if that's fair to say. All right, now I want to use, I think I'm going to use, I tend to use too many colors. We know that. Like, you don't even have to be here for long to know that. So I know for sure I want to use Cherry Sorbet. And I think I want to use, we put some other color in the middle of this. Like some regular old tube paints. So this is, I think we're just going to drizzle some. This is Cobalt Turquoise, so I'm going to drizzle him kind of just right here. Cobalt Turquoise. Okay. Now, I think I want to do Icy Iris. I did not stir these before I started talking. So yeah, I wish I could tell you guys that I'm like super organized and I lay everything out and do all that before I start painting. But to be honest with you, like, just finally got done with dinner and all that, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. And sometimes you do what you can. And if it's disorganized, it's disorganized, you know? All right. Icy Iris. Look at that. So don't forget, the discount code for Colourarte is Mandy1120. It's in the description box as well. And let's see, today is the 20th when I record this. So I'm not sure when this one's going to go out. Also, I just totally covered up my Cobalt Turquoise, didn't I? Also, don't forget to check out the Master Color Library when you're on Colourarte's website and look for Eddie the Emu, because if you add him to your cart, you can save a little bit more money. And so in addition to the 20% off, you could save even more. And I think it's an additional $25 off, so it's a pretty substantial savings. And you can use it with the coupon code. So I love it when you guys tell me I found him, because it makes me so happy when you guys get the discount. So this is Cherry Sorbet. My pigments are mixed up a little thin, so I'm going to make sure to put a decent amount of acrylic paint on the top. So Cherry Sorbet. And they really are mixed up a little thin. So I'm going to move them out of the way. I was tempted to do another color, but we already have 5 and we still have to add some tube paints. So I'm going to move Salmon Gum. Now I know that I tend to overdo it with Australian Red Violet and Blue Black. I know I use Blue Black and Australian Red Violet a lot, and I'm not sorry, but I'm trying to decide if I want to deviate from here. I think we're going to put a little greenish blue from Amsterdam on here, and then maybe some Red Violet. I don't know. I really love the Blue Black, and I love the contrast, especially with the pops of light colors. So I just might do it anyway, and who gives a crap if I do it all the time? Or maybe I'll use this custom purple I made once upon a time, and I honestly don't remember how I made it. I think I made it with Red Violet and Indanthrene blue, but I'm not positive. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'm really torn. I feel like the custom blue or custom purple would look cool, but I think the blue black would show off the colors a little better. This is the purple. What if we just do a little bit of both? Just a little bit of both. And then let's see. I don't know, that might be kind of dark. I don't know what to do. Don't know. I still kind of like the idea of red violet at the top. This has just got too many dang colors in it now, but it is what it is. So I am going to drizzle a little bit. If nothing else, it's really important because those pigments, like I said, I mixed them up a little too thin. So we need some pretty decent substance for the cell activator to bind to, which is what's really important at the top, because you want your cells to stay put, and they don't always stay put very well with pigments. This blue black looks like maybe I mixed it up a little too dark, but anyway. I feel like I'm rambling because I'm tired, but like I told you guys, I did put my shirt in the trash by accident, so that should tell you my mental state. All right, so that was my custom purple, little blue black from Atelier, and I'm gonna do it. A little bit of red violet from Matisse, just a little, and it might be a Hot Mess Express, but we won't know until we blow it out. And because I used all that, I'm gonna do just a white cell activator, so I'm gonna use M Gram from M Gram is my paint, and Australian Floetrol. Don't forget, I get my Australian Floetrol from Pixel Paint Designs, and there's a 10% discount code for you. It's also where I get my Boom Gel, and she ships from the US, so woohoo. And the price is super competitive, so. All right, so let's hope I have a victory in how I blow this out, because I really need that today. And I want this to be pretty. So if you're new to my channel, I've been practicing blowing out blooms myself because I didn't like not being good at that when I first started, and I used hair dryers and stuff, and then one day I decided, after doing it for almost 2 years, that I'm gonna learn. If other people can do it, I can do it, and it's been very difficult. So make sure my camera's recording. Okay, so we want to enlarge the target. Pull your head back as you blow. My pants are too thick. Actually, I just used too many of them. Crap. Okay, so far this is a pretty terrible blow, but not as bad as they used to be for me, so we'll still celebrate that. So like my pigments are thin, but the paints I put on top were not so thin. So I have like, I didn't do a good job around here, and then in the middle I have too much left. So So where I have too much, I'm just trying to break the surface tension because it should continue to develop a little bit and we might be able to save this guy. So let me make sure, I think I have you zoomed in quite a bit, but let me make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Hopefully the autofocus doesn't trip us up. Usually if my light is shining right on it, it seems to interfere with it. Okay. All right, so really cool color combo. Obviously a lot of color, but I kind of wanted the contrast of the paint. So let me see if I can move this guy. Excellent. I sort of can. This part's going to be a little crazy, but it might just have to be crazy. We still have a little bit too much in the center, but it's not terrible. So, and we do have quite a bit of pillow paint, so I'm gonna just take my turkey baster and I mean just gently blow, nothing crazy. I'm tempted to mess with this, but that goes well for some of you guys, but it doesn't go well for me. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and spin this little guy and see what develops. Because like I said, I have quite a bit of pillow paint on there. So I think we might be all right. So I'm gonna spin gently because I kind of want to see if it needs a little bit more tweaking in the middle, just in case. I definitely have too much cell activator in the center. And since I'm kind of getting used to blowing them out myself, what I have found is sometimes I don't put enough, sometimes I put way too much. So, you know, what are you gonna do? You gotta practice and just keep practicing, and you know, one day it'll become more like second nature. But you know, even for people who have been successful at blowing out their blooms for a long time, every once in a while you just have a blow that you're like, crap, how did I do that, you know? But these Frosted Sorbet colors are pretty amazing. I'm trying not to spin, whoa, too quick, for one, because I don't want to get paint everywhere, and for two, because I tilted the bloom a little bit to recenter it, and I don't want all the cells to be wonky, so I kind of want to see where they're going as they're blowing out. This part looks real dark and crazy, but as we still need to spin a little bit, so I think it's gonna be all right. So yeah, you gotta let me know what you think. You guys are always so kind when I'm like, I don't know if this is worth keeping. You guys are always so supportive. And you know, I think sometimes I'll go back and like edit a video and I'm like, that wasn't that bad. And I scraped it. Or, you know, that wasn't that bad and I felt like it was the whole time. So I think sometimes you're just too close to your own stuff. And I think we all do it. But I appreciate you guys always being so encouraging and telling me all the kind things. That custom purple is really pretty. So I like dioxazine purple. So let me go on a purple rant while we finish this. I like dioxazine purple. It always takes over. So I kind of don't always prefer it to be on the top all the time, just because, you know, sometimes it takes over. And I like how this one has, because it's the mix of the red violet, which we already know I love red violet, and like an indigo type color, which I also love. It has a really nice kind of bluish violet to it. So it doesn't, I mean, obviously it's showing, but it doesn't seem to take over the same way dioxazine purple does. And dioxazine purple is a transparent color. I mean, it doesn't matter where you get it from. I have a bubble here that's gonna mess up my side. Oh, I fixed it. Yay me. doesn't matter where you get it from, it's a transparent color, so you wouldn't think that it would be so dominating, but it is, and I love it, but sometimes I'm afraid to use it in a pour because I don't want it to take over the top of the paint. Like, I like it when the color peeks through like this, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoy the red violet and the blue black, because they're both such sharp colors, so when the pigments peek through, it's very noticeable. I also super love like greenish blue and turquoise phthalo and shades like that, because they create the coolest cells on the edges, and they let other colors peek through because they're also transparent, so you can see it like right here. They're really cool. So if I didn't use too much paint like I do, which I do, you'd really see those. So and you'd see them throughout the painting. So that's one of the reasons why I'm really working on doing better with that. So I may, probably not on the same video for the sake of time, but I may go again with similar colors, try to use less paint, and either do a fully white cell activator or a black and white cell activator, and see if we don't get more of this action, because this is really cool. So let me clean, sorry, my gloves made a squeaky noise when I was cleaning my hands. Sorry, I wasn't hurting a bird or anything. So let me, to bring you down for a close-up, really cool colors. I did use too much paint, but like these outer edges are really cool. So like, for example, the Salmon Gum and that greenish blue, white cell activator, blue black and all that, even just some of that with maybe a pigment or two would be really amazing looking. So yeah, I am a little concerned about how much white is left in the center, but what I like about this particular cell activator, the M-Gram, is it tends to hold its shape pretty well when it dries. Sometimes when you have too much left over in the center like that, it doesn't dry well, but usually this one does. So let me bring you down, and you'll have to let me know what you think. All right, everybody, so here it is from up high, and here are these edges I was talking about where you can see the Salmon Gum and the greenish blue. You can see some of the pigment in there. That would be really pretty to take some like chiffon pink over like Salmon Gum and do like greenish blue, maybe a little bit of blue black, keep it pretty subtle. I need to try that before it gets out of my head. But anyway, so the center, you know, it's a little crazy just because I had so much cell activator, but look at the sparkle in these colors. Like when Leslie called these Frosted Sorbet, she's not kidding. Check out the particulates in that pigment. They are indeed frosty. I love all these colors represented here. Now, here's, and I'm not trying to be too hard on myself, but here is just kind of a teachable moment with blooms. I used a little bit too much color, so you see how in the center there's like big blocks of color? Like right here and all that? Because that pile of paint was so much paint, instead of being able to successfully kind of blow through all of those so they all show like what you see here, you have more of the color blocking, which is still really pretty, right? But the more practice I get, the more we'll see stuff like this, which is where we're headed. But you know, if you look back at when I was screwing these up real bad, you can agree we've come a long way. So anyway, let me know what you think. If you're new, I would love it if you like and subscribe. Let me know you're here. Don't forget about the description box. Social media links are also down there. My Facebook group is down there. Let me know you're here. Thank you all for your ongoing support. I love this part right here. Check that out. Woohoo! Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.